Welcome to Emma's English.
Welcome back to Emma's English Talk, the perfect place for mastering real-world English. I'm Emma. Today, we're talking about a topic I think we can all relate to: small cooking failures and kitchen disasters. Have you ever accidentally used salt instead of sugar, or ended up with a dish that looked nothing like the recipe photo? Just the other day, I managed to completely burn a pot of simple white rice, so trust me, you are not alone. As we get started, I want you to just relax and listen. Don't worry if you miss a few words here and there, because we have a word tour coming up later to explain all the key expressions. Ready? Let's dive into the dialogue.
Have you ever tried to cook a special meal for yourself or your friends and had everything go completely wrong, Tom?
Oh, absolutely, Emma. It actually happens to me more often than I want to admit, especially when I try to make something new.
I'm so glad to hear that, because yesterday evening I decided to make a fancy dinner and it turned into a total disaster.
Really? What did you try to make? And what was the main thing that went wrong in the kitchen?
Well, I wanted to make a healthy, homemade tomato pasta sauce from scratch instead of buying the usual glass jar from the local supermarket.
Making sauce from scratch sounds amazing and delicious, but it can actually be quite tricky with all the fresh ingredients you have to prepare.
Exactly, and I thought it would be extremely simple, but I managed to mess up the very first step of the recipe.
What was that first step? Did you cut the vegetable ingredients wrong, or did you burn the garlic on the stove?
Yes, I completely burned the garlic and the onions because I left the heat on high while I answered a quick phone call in the living room.
Ah, the classic kitchen distraction. I have done that so many times when I try to multitask while cooking dinner.
It was terrible. The whole kitchen quickly filled with dark smoke and the onions were completely black in the pan.
Did you try to save the vegetables, or did you have to throw them away and start the whole process over again?
I had to throw them directly into the trash because they were burned to a crisp and smelled absolutely awful.
That is definitely the worst, because once garlic burns in a hot pan, that bitter taste never really goes away.
Yes, the smell was everywhere, so I cleaned the pan, opened all the windows, and decided to give it another shot.
Good for you. I really love that you did not give up and order pizza after that first big failure.
Well, I was very determined to have a nice dinner, so I sliced more onions and chopped some more garlic.
Did the second attempt go much better for you, or did another kitchen disaster happen after that?
The second time, the onions and garlic were absolutely perfect, but then I made a major mistake with the canned tomatoes.
How can you make a mistake with canned tomatoes? Did you drop them on the kitchen floor or something?
No, but I bought the wrong kind of unsweetened tomatoes, and they tasted extremely sour when they started to boil.
Oh, I see. Some brands of canned tomatoes are very acidic, and they need a little bit of sugar to balance the flavor.
I did not know that useful tip, so I kept adding more and more salt, which eventually made the pasta sauce taste like seawater.
Wow, so you had burned vegetables at the start and then a very salty sauce at the end of your cooking journey.
Yes, it was completely inedible, and I felt so disappointed after spending more than an hour working on it in the kitchen.
So what did you actually do for dinner? Did you just eat some plain bread and cheese instead?
No, I gave up on my cooking adventure completely, took out my phone, and ordered some delicious Chinese takeout.
Takeout is always the best backup plan when things go wrong and you are too tired to try cooking again.
It really is. The hot noodles were wonderful, and the best part was that I did not have to wash any more dirty pots and pans.
That whole story reminds me of the time I tried to bake a special chocolate cake from scratch for my sister's birthday last year.
Oh, baking is even harder than cooking because you have to be so precise with all of your measurements and ingredients.
Yes, and I am definitely not a precise person, so I completely forgot to add the baking powder to the cake mix.
Oh no, that is a huge mistake because without baking powder, the cake does not rise at all in the oven.
Exactly. It came out of the oven looking like a heavy, dark brick of mud instead of a fluffy birthday cake.
Did you actually try to eat a piece of it anyway, or did it go straight into the kitchen trash can?
I actually tried to take a small bite to see if it tasted okay, but it was rock hard and almost broke my front teeth.
That sounds like a true baking disaster. Did your sister ever find out about the cake you tried to make?
Yes, I had to tell her the whole truth because she walked into the kitchen and saw the flat cake sitting on the counter.
What did she say to you? Was she disappointed that she didn't get a beautiful homemade birthday cake?
She actually laughed so hard that she started crying, and then we just went to the local bakery down the street to buy a nice cake.
That is a wonderful memory to share, even if the chocolate cake itself was a complete failure.
It is, and now we always joke about my heavy mud cake whenever we celebrate birthdays with our family.
I think failures in the kitchen make the best stories, even if they are very frustrating and annoying at the time.
They definitely do, and they always teach us what we should not do the next time we try to cook.
Very true. I learned that I should never leave the stove when garlic is cooking in a hot pan.
And I learned that baking is a science, and I should probably stick to buying cakes from professional bakers.
That is a very smart lesson, Tom, and a great place to stop our conversation for today. Welcome to our word tour for today's episode. I love sharing these useful everyday English expressions with you. Let's look at 6 words and phrases from our conversation that you can start using today. Our first phrase is from scratch. This means to make something starting from the very beginning, using basic ingredients instead of buying something already prepared. For example, my grandmother always makes her delicious apple pie from scratch. Our second phrase is to mess up. This is an informal phrasal verb that means to make a mistake or to do something badly. For example, I really messed up my driving test the first time because I was so nervous. Our third phrase is to burn to a crisp. This idiom means to burn something completely until it is dry, black, and ruined. For example, I forgot about the toast in the toaster and it was burned to a crisp. Our fourth phrase is to give it a shot. This is a very common idiom that means to try doing something, especially when you are not sure if you will succeed. For example, playing the guitar seems difficult, but I decided to give it a shot anyway. Our fifth word is takeout. This noun refers to food that you buy from a restaurant but take home to eat instead of eating inside the restaurant. For example, we were too tired to cook last night, so we ordered some Thai takeout. And our final word is disaster. A disaster is a complete failure or a very bad event. In casual conversation, we use it to describe small, everyday failures. For example, my first day at the new job was a total disaster because I arrived late and spilled my coffee. I hope these explanations help you understand how to use these natural English phrases in your own conversations. Keep practicing, and I will see you in our next episode. Great job today! You did an amazing job practicing your English with us today. I hope our stories of kitchen disasters brought a smile to your face. I still can't help but laugh at Tom's story about trying to bake a chocolate cake without baking powder, only to end up with a heavy mud brick that almost broke his teeth. It really goes to show that even our worst cooking failures can turn into the best memories. Don't forget, you can download the free PDF script for today's episode in the description below. If you enjoyed today's talk, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next conversation. Keep up the great work. See you next time.